Hey, Shalom Akim, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor as due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect. New is in this gospel, bro, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. Man, this is a quick lesson through the Spirit. Lord's will to be edifying. A lot of subliminals is going on and being manifested right before. I mean, they're being manifested on a scale that's unprecedented. Okay, because all this talk about the end time prophecies, this coming banking collapse, this inclement weather, and then this ultimate solar eclipse that's to hit Babylon this year in October, and the latter half or the other half next year in April, okay, which is going to mark pretty much a totality over the continent of America. Okay, and when you look at the words, or if you look at, matter of fact, let's go here first before we get into all this stuff. But when you look at, it says eclipse that will combine to a great giant Aleph over America, which that's a really the in the Hebrew. Now, when you look at this looks like the Hebrew word characteristic, the and then you got the tha, okay, which the goes into like the like the head or like cattle, like alap or cattle, okay, with the alpha being the first, okay. But it says, I'm about to share something with you that is truly remarkable, the paths of three eclipses, and I went into this about a month ago, but I'm not gonna solely focus on going into this lesson again. But it's just how ironic that with this particular event, with all the climate lockdowns and all the shit that's happening in the world, the Lord is really ramping up the judgment. It says, I'm about to share something with you that is truly remarkable. It says the paths of three eclipses. Make sure I get on do not disturb. Okay, three eclipses will combine to form a giant Aleph over America, and hardly anyone knows about this. Yeah, they don't know about it because people are too fucking lost in their goddamn sauce, man. People are just lost. These people are brain dead zombies, man. Like, I was just on the phone talking with a potential client, and she was basically telling me, you know, that her husband had got the juice, and how her and her son didn't get it, and how she fell out with family members because of it. And she basically told me, and I'm literally listening to this woman talk. I'm like, the Lord is cold. She basically telling me how she's seeing how people are literally changing from the shit. People on edge, they're angry, they have no patience anymore, and that's the spirit. The brothers and myself, we were just talking about it, how since the 2020 ordeal and since the 3-pointer came out, people have been acting very, very different and strange, man. Okay, that's how you know that something is getting ready to really come about on a national scale, and I can't wait. But anyway, it says hardly anyone knows about this, but of course the Aleph is the first letter in the Hebrew alphabet, which is the A. Okay, you got A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Ga, Sha, Tazah, you know, all the good stuff, right? It says the second letter in the Hebrew alphabet is Ba, not Bet. Most people don't realize this, but our word alphabet originally comes from the combination of the Hebrew, which it does. But this is a very significant event that's going to transpire in America, okay? Annual solar eclipse of October 14, 2023, which is this year. We had the one August 21st, 2017, and now the total solar eclipse of April 8, 2024, which is less than a year away, which is going to perform an X, marks the spot over Babylon, which that X is the thought in Hebrew, and when you turn it sideways like that, it looks like a sideways pagan symbol, or it looks like an A, which is the Ah. Okay, so the Lord is really speaking. And that was very significant because the brothers sent something in a group chat, man, and I was saving these pictures. And what's so funny about it is it says all these so-called goodbye tours. It says Eagles, the lone goodbye final tour. Okay, that word final. And when you think of final, you think of the end, or you think of something that's like pretty much wrapping up. And their concert starts September 7th and it ends November 17th. Okay, these are all subliminals, like the writing on the wall in Daniel, the 5th chapter, which we can go into briefly, which basically Daniel pretty much told him, look, the Persians and the Medes are going to take you down. Okay, that was the writing on the wall, and we're seeing the writing on the wall in this kingdom. For those of you that still have faith and hope In America, you might as well just really enjoy your last seconds of it, because it's a done deal, you know. And it says the final tour, Dead and Company, theirs started already, and theirs in the 15. Well, actually, theirs ended, I believe, yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, because I think today is no, I'm sorry, theirs in Saturday. Then you got the End Tour, September 15th to November 20th. The Explosions in the Sky. Come on, man. And what are the chances that they're in talks of World War III? So it's going to be a very interesting 2024, man. I'm just eager to see what the Lord is going to do next year, because I believe through the Spirit, this is the groundwork for the polycrisis, for all hell breaking loose. That the tracks are being laid this year so they all can fall into place within the following years. So me personally, and I speak as a man, I'm not prophesying, but just my personal opinion, I think we're going to be out of here by 2025. I mean, I could be wrong, okay? Like I said, I'm not prophesying because we don't know. But if things are as grim as they say, and things are going to transpire the way that they are going to fall out, I don't see the Lord giving this place to 2030. At least I hope not. Okay, I pray Yahweh Shai gets us the fuck out of here, man, within a year or two. Shit, sooner this year, but, you know, it's looking like we're going to go into another year. But, you know, they was talking about it may not be no election next year, but who knows? Because it's to the point the elites, they ain't fucking around no more. They're like, look, we got to go and get this thing. They don't care who exposed what or what's being said. They're going to go forth with their plan because the Lord got them on a time crunch. Like, look, and the Lord is putting it on his spirit. But it says, Explosions in the Sky, the End Tour. Why is everybody calling themselves the End Tour? Why is everybody doing a so-called last 30-year tour? Why? Because we're getting ready to enter into a new era. Okay, it's called Candlebour, 30 Years, the Lone Goodbye Tour, which started May 5th in Panama City, Florida. And it's going to end in November 7th in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Okay? Then you have Kiss, the End of the World, which we know about the demonic band Kiss. Okay, full of metal and Satanism and all that shit. But it says Kiss, the End of the World War Tour. Wow. Peace Out, Aerosmith, Farewell Tour, and the Black Crowes. Then Elton John, Farewell, Yellow Brick Road, the final tour. Then 50 Cent, the Final Lap Tour, 2023. Get Rich or Die Trying, 20 years later. His starts Thursday, November the 9th, and it ends Tuesday, November 21st. So are they trying to tell us something? Is this something that, you know, is this something that, you know, they're trying to tell the world subliminally that this is it? That we're coming into new times and that Yahweh is getting ready to wrap this shit up? Because, I mean, everybody is doing a final tour, coincidentally, you know, and this can be nothing, you know, but we do know we in those times, all right? Then it says World War III is approaching. And what are the chances that you go to Explosions in the Sky, the End Tour, which we know World War III deals with the thermonuclear destruction. It says Putin ranting allies warns completely mad West is boosting the prospect of all-out global conflict with this military assistance of the Ukraine. So, yeah, brothers, man, we're in this, man. Okay, this is it. I think the Lord is really getting ready to make moves, man. Okay, now I was looking at this video. It says Generation X teacher fear for my kids as each day goes by. Basically, it was a group of people in America saying we did everything they told us to do. We went to school, we got jobs, we went to college, and yeah, we have nothing to show for it. Well, yeah, because you fell for the fucking okie doke, man. You bunch of damn dummies. We've been telling you that the American lifestyle is nothing more but a obtainable dream. It's a fucking dream, man. Really a nightmare because it's not obtainable. Okay, the American dream is only selected for few. Those people that you seen, like Bill Gates, what's this guy's name? The Warren Buffetts and what's this nigga who Meek Mill, he was involved in, Robert Kraft and shit like that. That only extolled to the lower level luminaries, man. Okay, it was never meant for you to get ahead. For all you people, go to school, go to college, get an education, and you still end up working at Walmart some goddamn where. In a warehouse some fucking where, right? And it says, as a teacher who lives paycheck to paycheck, I have no idea what to tell my students anymore. I want them to succeed, but how do I teach them to survive? And you know what? Good for you people, man. Good for you. We don't feel no type of way about any of you. Straight up, man, because now you're complaining at the fact that things around you and your world is falling, okay? But you give us shit for teaching the truth and warning you of these things. So we don't give a damn about you people. Good for you, okay? But anyway, going here, this is the book of Daniel, the 5th chapter. And I'm going to start at verses 3. Okay, because it was basically a feast. Matter of fact, I start at 1. So it says, Belshazzar, the king, made a great feast to the thousands of his lords and drank wine before the thousand. Belshazzar, which you should know who Belshazzar is, but if you want to know, we get the information on it, okay? It says, Belshazzar was the son and crown prince of Nabonidus, the last king of the Neo-Babylonian Empire. It says, through his mother, he may have been the grandson of Nebuchadnezzar II, though this is not certain, and it claims to kinship with Nebuchadnezzar may have originated from royal propaganda. But it says Belshazzar played a pivotal role in the coup d'etat overthrowing the king Labashai Marduk and brought about Nabonidus to power in 556 BC. It says, since Belshazzar was the main beneficiary of the coup, through confiscating and inheriting Labashai Marduk's estate and wealth, it is likely that he was the chief orchestrator. Okay. Daniel 5th chapter. It says, the last king of Babylon. It says the Bible, Daniel the 5th chapter, tells how his death in the sack of the city was foretold by a mysterious hand which wrote on the palace of the wall at a banquet, man. Okay, and we're seeing the writing on the wall. Okay, because what was they? They was in a feast, and all of a sudden the angel of the Lord came and basically broke it down. Like, look, man, you're gonna go down and you're gonna be destroyed. And the only person I was able to interpret was Daniel the prophet. Okay, which I speculate that Daniel could have been Joseph in the reincarnation. I mean, I don't know. I can't say that. I'm not even gonna say that because through the spirit, you know, we understand it. But you know, who knows? You know, Joseph was exalted high in Egypt as well for his dreams and able to interpret Pharaoh's vision he had about the years of famine. You know, the 7 years of famine and the 7 years of plenty, which the 7 years of famine made the 7 years of plenty look like child's play, man. Okay, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. Okay, you don't have to get into all the reincarnation thing. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. They're both men of the Lord. But it says, while he tasted the wine, commanded to bring the golden and silver vessels which his father Nebuchadnezzar had taken out of the temple which was in Jerusalem, that the king and his princes and his wives and his concubines might drink therein. So they was in a feast. Okay, it was feasting. They wasn't expecting an impending destruction, just like Esau. Okay, just like the peons of this society. See, the elites, they know they're nowhere to be found. The elites, they already know what time it is, man. They know. They're not gonna be on, or they're not gonna be in hindsight when all hell break loose, man. You know, they're gonna be watching this shit go down from their bunkers. Okay, whether they in their little Elysium stations or down in their bunkers, they're gonna watch the people eat each other alive. And one reason why you have such a surveillance society, because believe it or not, these cameras, the elites, they got access to all this shit, man. All these city databases, these state and county roads. They can easily tap into these and see what's going on the streets. And they showed you that in the Purge. And I know that for a fact because when I worked for an organization that deals with traffic, when we went into the headquarters, man, I was literally able to access any intersection on my laptop and see what was going on. So I know Esau has a way more advanced system than what we had. You see, I could pull up and I could type in an intersection and pull up and see what the camera's doing, if we got an outage, if it needs to be repaired, all that shit, man. You see? So they're going to be watching all hell break loose. But it says, then they bought the golden vessel that were taken out of the temple of the house of the Most High, which was at Jerusalem. And the king and his princes and his wives and his concubines drank in them. And they drank wine and praised the gods of gold and of silver. Like it tells us in Baruch, the 6th chapter, these are idols of brass and of iron, of wood and stone. But in that same hour came forth fingers of a man's hands, and wrote over against the candlestick upon a plaster of the wall in the king's palace. And the king saw the part of the hand that wrote. Then the king's countenance was changed, and his thoughts troubled him, so that the joints of his loins were loosed, and his knees smote against another. So basically, it brought fear to his ass, man. Okay, because you had the Persians and the Medes that was gonna take him down to like I believe it was like They didn't put an end or destruction. They didn't destroy the whole province of Babylon, but I believe like it was like some type of transfer of power. But basically, they was brought down, man. You know, very quickly. But anyway, it says here, then the king cried aloud to bring the astrologers. That's why the scripture said that they should seek to the councils and those that have familiar spirits. And it says here, the astrologers and the Chaldeans and the soothsayers. And the king spoke and said to the wise men of Babylon, whosoever should read this writing and show me the interpretation thereof, because he came in that Pharaoh spirit, should be clothed with scarlet and have a chain of gold about his neck, and should be the third ruler in the kingdom. And then came all in the king's wise men, but they could not read the writing, nor make known to the king the interpretation thereof. Then there was Belshazzar greatly troubled, and his countenance was changed in him, and the lords were astonished. Now the queen, by reason of the words of the king and his lords, came into the banquet house, and the queen spoke and said, O king, live forever, but let not thy thoughts trouble thee, nor let thy countenance be changed. But there is a man in thy kingdom, in whom is the spirit of the holy gods. And in the days of thy father's light and understanding and wisdom, like the wisdom of the gods was found in him. And she was talking about Daniel, whom the king Nebuchadnezzar, thy father, the king, I say, thy father, made master of the magicians, astrologers, Chaldeans, and soothsayers. For as much as an excellent spirit and the knowledge of understanding, interpreting of dreams, and showing of hard sentences, and dissolving of doubts, were found in the same Daniel, whom the king named Belshazzar, which was his Babylonian name. Okay, like we got American names here, like, okay, you know, you got your government name, you know, like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, which was Ananias, Azariah, and Mishael. Okay, but Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was their Babylonian names. Okay, if you understand that. Just like you got Flavius Josephus, that's the name of like a dynasty particular. All right, but it says, which were found in Daniel, whom the king named Belshazzar. Now let Daniel be called, and he will show the interpretation. Then Daniel was brought in before the king, and the king spoke and said unto Daniel, Art thou that Daniel, which art the children of the captivity of Judah, whom the king my father brought out of Jewry? It says, I have even heard of thee, that the spirit of the gods is in thee, that the light and understanding and excellent wisdom is found in thee. And that's so funny, though, because these heathens, they know that these are the men of the Lord, but they choose to still do wickedly, because the scriptures say that his word was only given to the house of Israel, and it's into the heathens to be subjected to vanity, man. You know? And it says here, and now the wise men, the astrologers, have been brought in before me, that they should read this right and make known unto me the interpretation thereof. But they could not show the interpretation of a thing. And I've heard of thee, that thou canst make interpretations and dissolve doubts. But now if thou canst read the writing and make known to me the interpretation thereof, thou should be clothed with scarlet and have a chain of gold about thy neck, and should be third ruler in the kingdom. Then Daniel answered and said before thy king, it says, let thy gifts be to thyself, and give thy rewards to another. Like, I don't want it. Like, I don't want your shit. You're not finna make me an idol, man. You're not finna make me to get over to idolatry. Like the common Babylonian, they are idol worshippers, man. Okay, the feast of Bacchus, Dionysus, you know, the feast of Merodach, all these particular gods and substances that they have sacrificed to is all from the ancient world, and it's the same thing. And they follow the same example of being wicked, going left, worshiping other gods until Yahweh Shem Shah comes and fuck them up, man. And that's what we're seeing now. Okay. And it says, yet I will read the writing unto the king and make known to him the interpretation. O thou king, the most high Yahweh gave Nebuchadnezzar thy father a kingdom, and majesty and glory and honor. And for all his majesty, yet he gave him all people, nations, and languages trembled and feared before him, whom we would have slew, and whom he would have kept alive, and whom he would have set up, and whom he would have put down. But when his heart was lifted up, and his mind hardened in pride, he was disposed from his kingly throne, and they took his glory from him. And he was driven from the sons of men, and his heart was made like unto beast, and his dwelling was made with wild asses, because remember, the Lord turned him into a beast, man. Okay, and it says, and they fed him with grass like oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till he knew that the Most High Yahweh rooted in the kingdom of men, and that he appointed over whomsoever he will. And thou, his son, O Belshazzar, has not, it says, has not humbled thine heart. Though thou knewest all this, right? So he knew that the Lord brought judgment on his father, but he still remained proud, which is flat out rebellion against Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. And I'm gonna get to the point, man. I didn't really mean to read it all, but you got to get to the point, because this is the same spirit that they're in America, man. And what are the chances that all these subliminals are being manifested? Okay. But it says, but has lifted up thyself against the Lord of heaven, and they have bought the vessels of his house before thee, and thou and thy lords and thy wives and thy concubines have drunk the wine in them. And thou hast praised the gods of silver and gold, of brass and iron, of wood and stone, which see not, nor hear, nor know, in the power in whose hand thy breath is, and who are all thy ways. Hast thou not glorified? Because he didn't give glory to the Lord, because he just read that the Lord gives men the kingdom. And what is Esau? The Lord gave Esau this kingdom, and Esau is not worshiping the Heavenly Father. Nor will he do. He won't. He's too rebellious. Okay, Esau Edom is just out of fucking pocket, man, and it's not in him to do good. So this kingdom was pretty much destined to fail since it was set up. That was the whole point, to set this place up to fall. Okay, it was set up to take a hit, and now we're at the bitter end of it. You see, we ain't got no 30, 40 fucking years. Are you kidding me? I don't see it. Lord's will, we don't. But anyway, it says, then was a part of the hand sent from him, and this writing was upon, and this is the writing that was written, many to call a parson, which of course would be the Hebrew, of course, but this is the interpretation of the thing. It says, many, the Most High have numbered thy kingdom and finished it, to call, thou hast weighted in the balances and art found wanting. And Perez, thy kingdom is divided and given it to the Medes and the Persians. See, and that was the interpretation. Then commanded Belshazzar that they clothe Daniel with scarlet, and put a chain of gold about his neck, and made a proclamation concerning him that he should be third in rule of the kingdom of Babylon. And in that night was Belshazzar the king of the Chaldeans slain, and Darius the Median took upon the kingdom, being about 62 years old, man. Okay, so there you go. He took over the kingdom, man. Okay, Darius the Mede, because we know that they fell to the Persians and the Medes. Okay, and you could read the outline of that in Daniel. I believe it's Daniel the 7th. I think when it goes to the statue, maybe Daniel the 7th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. But it goes into it. But let me double check. No, Daniel the Salakia. Yeah, this is going into the 4th beast. But when you go into Daniel, division of 4 beast, Khan. Yes, the 4th beast. You can read about it in Daniel the 2nd chapter too. That was the point on that, man. So that was basically a warning from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and basically we see the writing on the wall. Okay, so this is the book of 2nd Esdras, the 2nd chapter, and I'm gonna start at verses. Let's start at verses 34, and it says, "And therefore I say unto you, O ye heathen that hear and understand, look for your shepherd, and he should give you everlasting rest." And the heathen was considered the Israelites. It says, "For he is nigh at hand that shall come in the end of your world," man. Okay, and we're in the end of the world. Okay, we're literally at the time that Yahweh Shai told us thousands of years ago that he was going to come and set up the kingdom. After this 4th beast goes down, you can read about it in Daniel the 7th chapter. Once this beast goes down, we're going to set up the kingdom of heaven on the planet Earth, which Jake don't want that. Jake want this shit to continue. Okay, Jake want to stay in hell. They don't want, if they claim they want peace and prosperity, but see, they don't understand what the kingdom of heaven is. They think that they have to die and cross over into the heavens in order to get there, which that is the heavens, the heavenly realm of the Heavenly Father. Okay, being in the 4th dimension, but also you're gonna have the kingdom of heaven on earth, man. Like the scriptures say, like will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So like it's an order in the heavens, there's gonna be order on the planet Earth, man. And we're gonna set up the kingdom of heaven, which means rulership on the planet Earth, man. Going into the word Aidan, which means paradise. This earth is gonna be a blazing paradise again, man. For the prosperity, happiness, life, okay, marriages, children, okay, feasting, worshiping our Creator first and foremost. These are the times we're looking forward to. Never getting sick, never having a woman to commit adultery on you. And these are just low-level things I'm mentioning. We're going to have access to the other worlds. We're going to have access to the heavenly realm. We're going to have access to the oceans, to resources that we didn't think was even possible, man. We're going to space travel. You see, we're going to find new land. We're going to create new lands on the earth. The Lord is going to create new lands, man. These are the times we living in. But niggas want to hold on to this shithole, bro. And good, let them hold on to it. They're going to burn with this place. That's why it says, be ready to the reward of the kingdom, for the everlasting light should shine upon you forevermore. So flee the shadow of this world and receive joyfulness of your glory. I testify my Savior openly, man. And this is what we're doing. We're testifying our Savior. And this is an act of war declared by Esau, because we're basically telling him his kingdom is done. You know, you think this fucking devil will be trying to commend us and get his spirit right, but he can't, you see? You know what I'm saying? So he's just going to flat out rebel. Okay, if I can't have it, y'all can't have it either. But we already got it, bro. We already got it. And you losing it, man. All right. This is the book of 2nd Ezra 6. And I'm going to start at verses 25. It says, whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee should escape and see my salvation in the end of your world, man. And we're at the end of the world. Once again, the scriptures say Jacob is the beginning of the world. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth it, man. This is a beautiful time, brothers. Think about a time we're coming into that we never have to be oppressed again, man. Never have to be subject to payments. Bro, they didn't took out 5-6 payments out of my account for bills within the last day. Within the last 2 days, I probably had like 5 or 6 debited payments, with one coming up Saturday, one coming up next week. They just debiting my fucking account like clockwork, man. Paying fucking bills, bro. That's oppression. You know? So it's like, damn. And it says, and the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth. And that proves that this is at that time, because the scriptures say there will be some here that should not taste death. So it's going to be a great deal of us that's not going to die in this time, man. Now, some of us are destined to be martyred, but a great deal of us are not going to be harmed in this time to come. Yeah, we're going to be tried and tested, but the Lord is going to deliver us, man. Okay, but it says, and the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth, and the heart of the inhabitants should be changed and turned into another meaning. For evil should be put out, and deceit should be quenched. And as for faith, it shall flourish, and corruption should be overcome. And the truth, which had been so long without fruit, should be declared, man. Okay, and we in the time now. The truth is openly being declared. Okay, and Esau, he's pissed about it. He don't know what to do. But hey, he can't do anything because, hey, the Lord ain't set him up for that. All right, last precept here. This is the book of Mark 13. And I'm going to start at verses... I just read it. Maybe end world. It's in Mark. I know I'm overlooking it. I have a habit of overlooking scriptures, man. Matthew 13 and 39, it says, the enemy that sowed him is the devil, and the harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. And we're in a time now that the reapers are getting ready to reap, man. It says, as therefore the tares are gathered together and burned with fire, so should it be in the end of this world, because this world is going to be destroyed. Well, this current setup, this current rulership is going to be brought down by fire, man. Nuclear fire. Okay. And it says here, so shall it be at the end of the world, where the angels shall come forth and serve the wicked from among the just, man. Okay. Matthew 24 and 3, it says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, and the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what should be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world, man? Okay. So we're there, brothers. But anyway, I'm going to end it there, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. And with that, shalom and above all, shalom.